Hi, Little Feminist families. I'm Tessa, here to do some unboxing of our packages. So this is our 0 to 2 month or year-old box for the month of January. And there are some awesome books. First, we have our family letter that explains what we love about these books and why we sent them to you, and an activity related. So the activity is Celebration Sensory Exploration. That should be really fun to do. The first book is this book called Who? A celebration of babies, and we love in that this book has a diverse representation of babies and who is in their families to help babies see and talk about who they know, what their relationships are between families. And we have a card that comes with it all about relationships and some ways to talk about relationships with your kiddo. We also have our very own celebrations book with pictures of diverse celebrations around the world, which we published because we were noticing a severe lack of diversity in these kinds of board books. So these are some really special ones, especially here's Lunar New Year, which is right now. And there's a card about gathering together. So different ways that families gather or, friends gather and celebrate. Who do we celebrate with and why? So great things to do with your littlest ones. Here's our 2 to 4-year-old book box. I'm excited to share this book with you. Now we start off with a family letter that explains what we love about this book and why we chose it and the activity that we paired it with. So this book that you'll find in your January package is Tofu Takes Time, which we love because it's all about learning about patience and appreciating the sort of in-between time while you're making something that takes a lot of care and time. So we've got listen for the sounds. There's a page all about smelling, different sort of sensory experiences that happen in the process of making tofu and appreciating the time that it takes. We have some discussion questions to go with it and an activity, shopping for tofu ingredients and the recipe for how to make tofu at home. So you can cut out these cards. We've got all the ingredients on cards so that your little feminist can go shopping at the grocery store with you to help you find everything. And then you can make tofu at home. Happy Lunar New Year to those of you celebrating and everyone else. We're going to open up our 4 to 7-year-old book box, which has a Lunar New Year book in it. So this book is called A Sweet New Year for Wren. It's an Own Voices author and illustrated book, which we love here at Little Feminist. And this is a great way to share some of the Lunar New Year traditions and customs with your kiddos. So we love this book. And we have our family letter that explains why we chose this book and how it relates to our activity, which is on the back, a dragon dance activity where your kiddo can cut out these components, color them in, and make this fun project. And then we also have our bookmark with discussion questions. Enjoy! Let's take a look at our 7 to 9-year-old book box for the month of January. Inside, we have 2 books this month. We have a family letter that explains why we chose them and the activity that comes along. We've got The Secret of the Jade Bangle from the Nguyen Kids series. This is book number 1. If your kiddo loves it, you can check out more in the series. And we've also got Soraya and the Mermaid, which is another series book. So lots of ways your kiddo can be inspired to continue reading and continue learning. We love these books for lots of reasons. There's a lot of discussion in the books about how people change, characters change over time. And we have exciting protagonists who are solving mysteries, going on big adventures, meeting magical creatures, and there's just so much joy in these books. We've got our discussion questions on our bookmarks for you. As you read with your child, or as your child reads with them to themselves, you can always push their thinking a little more deeply. And our activity is all about identity mapping. And so using what we learn about the characters as we read to think more deeply and think more about how people change over time or characters change over time. And so there's an example with one of the book's characters, but there's a chance to make your own identity map for yourself or a family member or another character in the book. So there's actually a few chances for your kiddo to do that. And we explain why and the importance for kids at this age to be doing activities like that while they read. All right, enjoy.